Does forgiveness work? Grab your stick, grab your drink, and let's get into this thing right now. Yeah. It's your boy JD, live and direct to you. You know what it is. Come on and join in. Ha. What up? It's your boy JB coming at you live and direct, and you know what it is. It's the Smoke Something, Drink Something podcast. I'm the Real Cigar Jeff. You can find me on Instagram at the Real Cigar Jeff. You can find me on Facebook at the Smoke Something, Drink Something podcast. And of course, man, and you on YouTube right now. So do me a favor, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on that bell for notifications, man. And y'all know we about to get into this thing tonight. Does forgiveness work? And I gotta introduce my panel. Let them know what they drinking on, what they smoking on, man. Cause tonight this is a little special, man. I'm telling you right now, we are on location, live and direct. Me and R&B LMBT. But you know who we gotta introduce first. Let's get that for me, get that out of the way. I know y'all, you know, we gotta give him a little time still. I gotta let him introduce himself. I got my boy TLC in the building. I don't even know who you are, where they can find you on the socials, TLC, and what you're smoking on and what you're sipping on.
What's going on, JB? What's up, Rhonda? You know, you can always find me on Instagram on TL Clay #1. I'm on Patreon, The Joke I Didn't Tell. Tonight I'm doing a little red wine. This is the Stella Rosa. A little red wine for tonight.
Okay.
And I'm smoking on this is a Rocky Betrayal. This is the Grand Reserve stick.
Oh, nice. Okay. He gonna bring it tonight. My boy about the Rocky Betrayal Grand Reserve. But y'all know, man, we still can't show him that much love. There he go. That's enough. All right, man. Y'all know how we get down. Y'all know who I got next, man. I got my dog, my A1 from day one, MBLMBT. I'm gonna let her introduce herself. Tell y'all what she's sipping on and where y'all can find her on the socials.
So JB, hey, thank y'all once again on the call. He was the servant has been just walked in. I'm sipping on from the Rocks, Hyatt Regency, live from Orlando, Florida. And she just bought me a a Jack Apple Mule. So that's what I'm sipping on tonight. Find me on Instagram at RMB LMBT. Back to you, JB. Thanks for the trip.
Man, you know, always good to have my dog with me. You know, got shorts and yeah. Now y'all, and of course, man, y'all know I'm sipping on. I just got my bullet on the rocks, right? I ain't smoking on nothing tonight, man, cause I'm down here. Y'all told y'all, man, once a year. Me and R&B LMBT, you know, we get together, man. I do a trip with my dog R&B LMBT, and our girl PB on this end. You know, PB on this end, she back there hiding. Y'all see her. She the one responsible for it all. Rhonda gonna show you. She back there. Me and Rhonda down here in the bar. The PB can't be seen on camera. PB can't be seen on camera because she don't know what we gonna say tonight. So she got to protect her reputation. So we down here for our once a year trip, and y'all, man. We coming to Atlanta. We gonna be in Atlanta. I'm gonna be in Atlanta on this weekend with my boy TLC. We meeting up. It's been a busy week. Boy, I decided, as my grandma say, to rest my eyes a little bit, and I woke up, and it was podcast time. So I'm trying to get into the mood right now. I'm sipping on my bullet. Can't smoke on nothing, cause you know, can't smoke inside the bar. But we are at the Hyatt Regency Orlando, man. I'm telling y'all, we down here on one side of the bar. I'm in another side of the bar, so we ain't get no feedback. So y'all hear all that noise in the background? So we are live and direct on location. Hyatt Regency, the Rocks Bar. Man, this thing gonna be crazy tonight. First time we trying something like this, so let's get into this thing right now. TLC, you got the topic tonight. What would you think?
Does forgiveness work? That was the topic for tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because I'm actually reading a book right now. It's called The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F by Mark Madsen.
Nice.
And he was actually talking on this subject, and he had a very distinctive point. He mentioned fault versus responsibility. And he said the thing about fault is that it's always in the past. And he said when you're looking at responsibility, it's always either present or in the future. And in the book, he gave several examples, but he was saying, basically, he used one example of a baby. Like if someone leaves a baby at your doorstep, he said it may not be your fault that the baby's left at your doorstep. You don't actually have any control over that. But what happens after that is your responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
You have to decide if you're going to take the baby to the police station or if you're going to feed the baby. Whatever happens, that's your responsibility moving forward. So he said in this book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F, he said that it's important that in his life he learned to always take responsibility for whatever happened. He said that was key. No matter what happened in his life, he was always responsible for it. And I thought that was key. So when it comes to does forgiveness work, I think when it comes to forgiving a person, no matter what happens, no matter whose fault it is, I think it's important that you take responsibility for whatever happens. That's the only way you're able to move forward. So it kind of tied into with that book, and I just happened to be reading it at the time. But
This is crazy. For the first time in podcast history, we didn't realize TLC actually reads. And he done pulled out a book, and it looked like he had a bookmark in it and everything. This man got me thinking he actually might be reading this book. This is scary. This is scary times, y'all. The podcast
don't let me fool you now.
The podcast normally we just get up and wing it. This man got a book, and it sounded like he reading it. Y'all get that in comments if y'all have read that book. With TLC, that's a good point. I wasn't expecting you to go that route. That's a good point. R&B, LMBT. Now, Rhonda, let's get in here. When you get the topic, what were you thinking?
My initial thought was, no, forgiveness does not work based on the person. And I think you have to look at each situation side and forgiveness work. But the truth about forgiveness is that it's all about you being able to forgive somebody. Doesn't matter what the other person can forgive you or not, because forgiveness is more of a personal thing rather than the other person. But you got to do it from within. So no, it doesn't work.
Okay.
If it's not being for you, if it's not coming for you to
now Rhonda, make sure you
to forgive. Oh, am I moving too much?
Now, Rhonda, what I need you to do is, you're moving, and I need you to turn the volume all the way up on your iPad.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah. So I heard you, but I want to make sure. I want to make sure that everybody can hear you, because you're gonna have to talk over that. You're gonna have to talk over that noise tonight, because it is, guys. I'm gonna tell y'all, it is busy. It's busy in this bar. Can you hear me, Rhonda?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, sweet. All right. So I got your point. Now I'm gonna tell y'all like this. For the first time, I got to go ahead and agree. I'm gonna agree with Rhonda in my answer. And when I got the topic, TLC, I gotta tell you, forgiveness does not work. Forgiveness does not work because most people never learn the proper way to do things anyway. So we learn forgiveness wrong, just like we learn other things wrong. And when you got to understand, the forgiveness is somebody wronged you, and now you got to, what we got taught about forgiveness was you got to let that person know that you are no longer bothered by it. You are no longer letting it affect you. You moved on. Why doesn't forgiveness work? Forgiveness doesn't work because we never got taught how to forget. Forgiveness means, all right, I got screwed over, but I also now got to make sure I don't deal with you again. Most people don't understand that concept of forgiveness. You don't get to keep going back and dealing in that same ecosystem. If I forgive somebody, I got to move on from that somebody. I got to forget somebody. What we do is we try to forgive somebody, still stay in that same ecosystem, TLC, which is why forgiveness doesn't work, because we didn't get taught. When you forgive, it also means you got to move on. Because once a person does it once, they'll do it again. And what do I mean by move on? And TLC, I'm going to let you jump back in here. got to move on mentally and spiritually. I may not be able to move on physically, but I'm moving on mentally and spiritually. Because if you don't do that, forgiveness cannot have any impact on you, and then you will end up repeating the same disappointment over and over. Jump in there, TLC. Let me know what you think.
Well, I know where you're going with that, but I think forgiveness does work. I think the problem is that in order for forgiveness to work, you really do have to understand the scope and the magnitude of what it is you're forgiving.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times people don't. You know, I thought back to the not the article, the situation that I saw online this past weekend with a former NBA player. I think his name was Joe Smith, and his wife had this fans only page, and he left. He found out about it from his friends. She didn't tell him anything about it, and so he ended up just leaving the house. And so in his mind, he might be thinking like, okay, she has his fans only page, but the truth is, if she lied or didn't tell me about that, then he doesn't know what else she's keeping from him. So he doesn't understand the whole scope of what's going on. So he can't forgive. It's in her mind, in his wife's mind, she may think that it's just about the fans only page, but he's already found out about that. He knows about that. In his mind, it's about what else is out there. So does forgiveness work in this situation? No, it doesn't work. He may be able to forgive you for the fans only page, but he's going to be wondering, what else are you keeping from me? What else is out there? The only way forgiveness will work is if you can make a person understand the total scope of what's going on. And I think that's important.
Oh, no, okay. Now, TLC, you bringing a good point, Rhonda, before I let you jump in there. TLC, you bringing a good point. The only way forgiveness can work is if you let somebody know the entire scope. See, now TLC, I like what you're saying. I just disagree with it. The reason why you need to ask somebody for forgiveness, here's the funny thing. She doesn't think she made a mistake in that situation. You're talking about Joe Smith, who used to play for Maryland. She don't think she did anything, TLC. She just casually did it. And this man is losing it in the background for everybody who this man is losing it in the background. Go ahead, TLC. What you gonna say?
You mentioned something about she doesn't think she did anything wrong. But if she didn't do anything wrong, why did she keep it a secret from him? I hate to go to the Bible and because I know that's your forte. But when Adam and Eve figured out they were naked, what was the first thing they did? They went and hid. Why? Because they were ashamed. So why didn't she tell her husband this? Because deep down, inside herself, she's ashamed. If she had gotten a job that was like a newscaster or something, guess what? She would have went to him first and told him, guess what, honey? I got this great job, this great opportunity. She was proud of that. But she didn't do that. She didn't tell him for a reason. And the reason was because she wanted to keep it a secret because she was ashamed. So,
TLC, here's the funny thing. I want to go down that story. I'm glad you brought it up. And then we're going to let Rhonda jump in there. She's not asking him for forgiveness. She's telling him, I'm doing this anyway. You don't need to know. You don't need to know because my money is my money. My body is my body. TLC, this is what we got to understand. Forgiveness doesn't work because the person wronged you on purpose. The only reason you got to forgive is they surprised that you were actually offended. They did it knowing they didn't care about you in the first place. So now, here's what happens, guys. I want Rhonda to jump in there. The reason why forgiveness didn't work, the person who did it to you didn't care about you in the first place. You were not a part of the consideration before the decision was made, or you were a part of it and you just didn't matter. So this man is in the background losing, and she recording it, laughing at him. The reason why she got an OnlyFans page is because what he gonna do? What he gonna do, TLC? Nothing. She sees him as lesser than. The reason forgiveness doesn't work is because the person who's doing the wrong is the person who's always getting forgiven. The person who's always getting wrong is the person who's always giving it. So it never works. Guys, if you get wrong, it's because somebody knew they saw you as lesser than. That's why forgiveness doesn't work. I didn't think enough of you anyway. So whether you forgive me or not, I don't care. TLC. We're gonna get in. I'm gonna come back to you, Rhonda. Jump in there. Let me know what you think.
Well, at the end of the day, if you're going to look at why forgiveness doesn't work, the reason why it would not work in a lot of situations is that at the bottom line, there's a level of betrayal there and a level of broken trust there that cannot bring you back to what you were before. And so when somebody betrays you, when you thought somebody had your back, you thought they knew you, and then they go back and do something like that, it's like, well, wow, how could that even happen? And so stuff can't go back to what it was because of the betrayal. And when you think about somebody being, about you being betrayed, that thing right there requires so much of you to be able to go back and be with this person on a certain level, whether that's friends or family, no matter what. Back to you, JB.
Okay. And guys, see, one of the things, the reason why it doesn't work, guys, for us, right? You know, so what's happening, guys, and I apologize, Rhonda, I know I'm getting some feedback that you're a little low over there as far as people being able to hear you. So I don't know how that's going to turn out on the final recording. But what I'm trying to say to you guys is, forgiveness has to happen. People who see themselves as equal. When you find yourself having to forgive somebody, there was a temporary lapse in judgment. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be a lifestyle judgment. You see what I'm saying, TLC? So, like, forgiveness shouldn't be. I shouldn't have to forgive you at all, because if we subscribe into the same covenant, why I need to forgive you, right? So TLC, I ain't even bringing in the Bible in this. What I'm bringing in, because a lot of people, we made forgiveness a biblical thing and a church thing, but it has nothing to do with that. Y'all got to understand the reason why forgiveness doesn't work. You don't need forgiveness from somebody who don't know you. This is somebody you were close with. This was somebody you thought saw you the same way. This is why this thing hurts, because guess what forgiveness means? It means you saw me as the loser that I am, and now I got to see myself as the loser that I am. And that's why forgiveness doesn't work. Because forgiveness shows you, oh my God, this person thought of me this little to do this to me. Because remember, the person you giving forgiveness to, they don't do that to everybody. They just did it to you, right? How you know the person just did it to you, Rhonda? When you tell somebody else what that person did to you, if you get that high note response, what? They did, right? Because, no, they just did it to you. They ain't known for doing that to everybody else. TLC, I know you got something to say. I like how you drinking that wine all classy and stuff. Right, Rhonda? He ain't outside. He ain't outside tonight, Rhonda. He bringing the wisdom.
We can't all take trips out of town like certain people. So I can still be bougie here at home, which is what I'm doing. But back to the topic. You were talking about, Rhonda mentioned being lesser than, the broken trust, the betrayal, and you mentioned how you have to be equal on the same level.
Yep.
And I see forgiveness kind of like as a seesaw. You know, when you were a kid, you play that seesaw. One went up and one went down. So when you look at your friends, the higher your friendship level is with a person, the lower you have to dig down to forgive that person, because it's a seesaw motion. So you really have to dig down deep to forgive somebody that you're really close friends with. I think that says something, though, as far as like, the harder it is for you to forgive somebody, the more you care about that person. And I think that's kind of the key there. If you don't care about a person, then it's easy to forgive somebody that you didn't care about to begin with. But if you have somebody in your life that betrayed you or made you feel lesser than, and it was somebody that was really high on your life, you got to dig down. You got to go really low to find a way to forgive that person. So
now, TLC, I like that, TLC. I like that, because I think you might be on to something. TLC. Because this person, this is somebody you thought you had equality with. This is why forgiveness doesn't work. Forgiveness doesn't work because forgiveness is acknowledging, man, you hurt me. Forgiveness is acknowledging you hurt me. Thank you, PB. PB, the production assistant tonight. She on her way to Ronda. Let me see if I can get her some AirPods. But TLC is absolutely. Yeah, I got to put PB on blast. PB, the production assistant tonight. So why am I saying this to you guys? Now y'all got to understand. Ronda about to try to see if she can work with my earpods because I know her iPad should try to pick them up. Just put them in, Ronda. Just put them in. We're gonna get Ronda right over here. Let's see if it's either gonna pick my computer up like I thought. Yep, there it is. Hold on.
Your computer? I'm gonna have to.
You should see Ronda on yours. All right, just close them up, Ronda. That didn't work because it connected to my computer. Just close them up, Ronda. All right.
Do we lose
just close them up. No. She back. Ronda, you there? Ronda, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, take the AirPods out, Ronda. Take the AirPods out.
Okay, hold on.
Because it's connected to my computer now. Yeah, just put them back in the thing.
Where you went wrong?
It told me to press the hold button, so it told me to press the hold.
Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, just leave them out. I'll get them. Now, TLC.
Yeah, where you went wrong, Ronda, was trusting Jeff. So that was...
See,
you go ahead and forgive him. You can forgive him.
And y'all
but
wonder.
Just know in the future.
Y'all wonder this love-hate relationship we got right here. The brother love to hate on me. Now, TLC, I like what you said. But we got to realize what sucks about forgiveness. I want to sit on this, guys. I ain't even got no article to share with y'all tonight because this is simple. It's just three people talking. If I wrong TLC, that lets TLC know that I just didn't care about it. I didn't care about you enough before I wronged you. Now, what I gotta hope is if TLC finds out, I gotta make him think that I did it as a mistake. Because honestly, the way the mind works is when you make that decision, guys, that wasn't a snap decision. It's been building up over time. The body and the mind makes decisions based on what it's been working up to. Right. So I'll give you an example. As we ride back down I-4 tomorrow, if I pass one cop going 85 and he don't stop me, what I'm gonna do? I ain't gonna slow down. Let's speed up. Let's say I pass another one. And TLC, when the cop stop me, what am I gonna say? I'm so sorry. What does the officer know I'm doing?
Oh, I mean, he knows you're lying.
Online, TLC, why? What's the song say? Don't tell me you're sorry because you're not. Because you're only sorry because you got caught. Right? That's why forgiveness doesn't work. Because you're not sorry about what you did. TLC, jump in there. Then we're going to let Ronda jump in there.
It was something that came up to my mind when you mentioned that the cop knows that you're lying.
Mm-hmm.
What happens when a person does something and they don't realize that it's a lie? Like it's a fundamental thing that you were doing. This came to my mind because I know a girl who she took a DNA test and it turned out that the person who she thought was her father turned out wasn't her father at all. The guy who was her father has like a whole other family by another person. So it's kind of like she's gone through her whole entire life thinking somebody was her father, and then it turns out it wasn't. So now I'm thinking like that's kind of foundational. So now if you don't believe in that truth, then that would kind of make you question everything in life. Like it kind of rattles her. So it might mess up her trust issues with everybody moving forward because she doesn't know what's real and what's not, what's true and what's not. So when it ties into forgiveness,
TLC, you preach. TLC, hold on, I gotta stop you. You gotta preach. Y'all hear the intimate details of that? This is somebody you thought was your father, right? Look, y'all ever notice that if I'm watching a James Bond movie and who I thought were gonna be the snake never asked me for forgiveness? It's a movie, right? He ain't apologize for me. You were stupid for believing that I wasn't a crooked one. This is why forgiveness sucks, guys, because it's somebody. Look at what the dude who was the father knew, but we got together and decided we were gonna lie about it, and we were hoping that we could keep this lie going enough so that you wouldn't be mad when you found out. But all that happened was you found out that you got a problem. You found out that you got a problem.
You ain't supposed to be picking up food off the ground after 5 seconds,
Bruh,
JB.
my doggone,
You can't.
I thought I had.
Don't eat that. Don't eat that.
Oh.
We got you recording.
My bad, guys. My battery about to go dead.
Oh my goodness.
Here we go.
Well, it looks like I'll be hosting, but
Hold on, TLC.
mean-
You keep going.
well, like I was saying about the whole trust issue, it's easy if you can distinguish what a lie is from the truth. When you meet people and you talk to them, okay, this person's lying to me. I know I can't trust them moving forward.
Yeah.
But if you're in a situation where now you don't know what's true, you don't know what's false. Now all of a sudden you don't know who to forgive and who not to forgive. You don't know who's at fault and who isn't. Like, your whole world is now twisted. It's all upside down now. And going back to that relationship with the basketball player and his wife, I'm thinking she said something in the article where she was like, "You knew who I was before you met me."
Yes.
So now it's kind of like, well, he doesn't know that's what he walked out. I don't blame him because he doesn't know what he's dealing with now. He's completely confused. He don't know what to do. So it makes it impossible to forgive in that situation. But I don't know if that's the case in every situation. I think in certain cases you know what you're dealing with. You know who's solid in your life. I think you know who you can forgive and you know who intentionally harmed you and who didn't.
Okay, hold on. I got you.
You're good.
Can y'all hear me?
I got
Yeah, we
you.
can hear
Yeah.
Hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
Can you hear us?
Now hold
Can
on,
you hear
y'all.
us?
I can look. We having a little technical difficulties. We having a little technical difficulty, guys.
Yeah, we hear.
Hold on. Y'all good?
I can hear you fine.
Yeah.
This was going good. Now y'all keep going. Brian, the TLC, y'all keep talking. I gotta figure out my mic. Hold on. Y'all keep talking. Y'all
Okay.
keep talking, Brian.
Oh, like I said, I think you can. I think does forgiveness work? I think yes. If you still trust the person you're dealing with, then yes, forgiveness does work. But how often does that happen? I think
Right.
whatever you did, whatever the problem was, it matters how it affected your foundation. Even though this person did me wrong, do I still trust this person? If the answer is yes, then you can easily forgive a person. If you still trust them, person might have did you wrong. It might be unintentional. But on the other hand, if a person did you wrong and now you don't trust them, how do you forgive a person for that? It's hard to move on, but
Well, I think, and there's levels to it, right? TLC, there's levels of forgiveness. Some things, it's one thing for somebody to pull a prank on you, right? Right? You know, if it's like a little, like somebody scary, they jump from behind the door or something. You know, they're like, oh, I'm sorry. You're like, okay, cool. But if it's like the guy who's like fans, that takes a little more work. Deception is a big thing to overcome. And it also lets you know where you fall with that person when it comes to their level of respect, right? Forgiveness, respect, trust, all those things. If people know that they could do those things to you, then they will continue to do it because there's no need to change their behavior, right? But if they respect you enough, they will be more careful with how they approach you, how they treat you, so you won't have to require so much forgiveness. Right? When people have those deathbed confessions, man, get on out of here with that. Go meet your maker with whatever is on your conscience. And so that's how I feel about the levels of forgiveness, because it's one thing to do something lighthearted as a prank, and then it's another thing to do something so deep that it's hard to come back. JB, you say something?
No, I don't know if y'all can hear me. TLC, can y'all hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear us?
Okay. I can hear you. Ron, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, Ron, and TLC, you can hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, look, now that's my whole point, guys. That's my whole point. Now I was over here fiddling. I had to get me some juice. So I don't know if my computer is working or not, but we'll figure it out. Y'all know this ain't no professionally produced podcast yet. But here's the deal. I think I was starting to feel myself, TLC, because people were walking by like, oh my God, they were over here pointing at me because they saw me recording. I think that's what happened. You know how it is, TLC. The moment people start giving me props, right? The moment people
Goes
start giving me
downhill.
props. And so I heard what both of y'all were saying. And I got to tell y'all, man, for everybody on this who's been listening to this podcast, if you wrong someone or if you have been wrong. This is the hardest part about it. And guess what, guys? I don't even want nobody to give me forgiveness. I don't even want nobody to give me forgiveness. Right? TLC brought up the Bible, right? Go back and read the Bible when people had to actually atone for something. See, forgiveness is just for broke people. Forgiveness is for broke people. Go back to the Old Testament when you had to give up some goats. You had to give up some livestock and stuff. If you wrong me, okay, you had to give me something of value to make it back up to me. Now it's just like, man, I repented. Long as God forgive me, I'm good. No, God didn't forgive you because God didn't tell you to do it. But what happens is, guys, the biggest problem with all of this is we keep giving people equal business stature in our life that shouldn't have it. Because you got to remember, guys, forgiveness is going to come from somebody who you respected, but that doesn't necessarily mean they respected you. You see what I'm TLC, hold up that book again, if you don't mind. Hold up that book again.
The subtle art of not giving an F.
Now here's the funny thing, guys. The subtle art of not giving an F. TLC, I appreciate you holding it up. Now, guys, I wanted him to bring that book up. I didn't know he was going to read that for the purpose of this podcast.
It won't for this podcast. So it was just
yeah. But no, I didn't know he was going to do that. Real Cigar K just chatted in talking about ain't nobody giving me no problem. See, y'all see the haters? Y'all see the haters out there? Right? Now, here's the funny thing, TLC. Here's the funny thing. Why does TLC have to read a book on how not to give an F? Because he got taught to love everybody. He got taught to treat everybody with all this respect and all this stuff right now. Guess what? Everybody he meet. Y'all look at this. Look at this podcast. Look at how I treat him. And he doing this for free. Look at how I'm treating him when it's time to do the introduction. Right? And then think about it, guys. He show up every week. Why? He been taught to do this for everybody. Go ahead, TLC. Then we're going to let Ronnie get back.
You're assuming that I actually care about the podcast. Which I don't.
TLC, that is hilarious, right? I see y'all see that right there? Now he done told me you assuming I care about it. He just don't have nothing else to do between this time when we doing the recording. But when a better option come up, TLC said he out. Right? Now here's the funny thing, guys. When he decides he wants to be out, people gonna say, well, where TLC go? No, TLC got a better opportunity. You ain't gotta ask. He ain't gotta be emboldened to this. Okay? So one of the things we got to start doing is, guys, we talking about forgiveness, and one of our future podcasts is going to be how not to F up in the first place. TLC, what's the title of that book again? The
subtle art of not giving an F.
The biggest issue in my life is nobody ever taught me not to give an F. So now TLC is in mid-40s reading this book. And his boss and everybody else in his life had already read that book 20 years ago. He just figured it out. Jump in there, Ron, let me know what you think.
No, that made me think of like there's this quote, I don't know exactly how it goes, but it's something like this. Forgiveness is better than permission. So some people may have that thought of like, hey, well, let me go and do this because they gotta forgive me. If they love Jesus, they have to forgive me because that is what you're supposed to do. And so, like, hey, instead of me saying, hey, can I disrespect you right now in your face? You'll say, oh, man, well, like, I had to do it. I don't know what happened. Like, this, that, and the third. And so it's like, okay, well, that means people are just using you at that point. So when you have people that leave you, people leave who they don't respect. Right? Mm-hmm. Like if somebody loves you, they're going to make sure that they try to do as best as they can. Because everybody makes mistakes. But again, there's levels to these mistakes. So if you know that I could do something, if it's a girl or something, like let's go ahead on and get past it. It does make a difference. And that's why they say forgiveness is for you on the inside, because it's something you're the one that has been betrayed. You're the one that trust has been broken. And so people want you to be able to just say, hey, take me as I am. You ever heard that slogan? Oh, but that's just how so-and-so is. Well, that's how they are. No.
Yeah.
The way you are could be effed up too. The way you are could be effed up. And it's not everybody else's problem to just conform to whatever else you do just because you have bad behavior. So that's why for me, forgiveness doesn't work. Forgiveness is a changed behavior. Then I could accept that apology. Back to you, Jimmy.
And Ron, that's what I'm saying to you. That's the only reason I'm saying why forgiveness doesn't work. And I'm glad TLC brought it up, he touched on it biblically. I just want to go back to it. Forgiveness means we saw each other equally. Forgiveness means it was a mistake. It wasn't planned. Okay. And this is why I love when I'm watching crime, when I'm watching investigation discovery guys, and you see them going into real life trial. And when it's time for the victim impact statement, and they stand up and tell that dude who killed their family member, I hope you die in hell. Right? You sit there like, oh my God, I can't believe they said that. But realistically, what are they doing? They understand the concept. I can't forgive you for killing this person that shouldn't have been killed. Now, that's why a lot of people don't understand. Forgiveness is not a thing that you should give out willingly. It should not be something that you give out easily. It should not be something you give to everybody.
Did we lose him there?
Forgiveness is a unique thing. Can you hear me, TLC?
I got
TLC,
you
can
now.
you hear me?
I got you now.
Forgiveness is not something that you just give to everybody all the time. I want to go back to that word atonement, man. Look, and rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. Everybody remember when Kobe Bryant got in trouble with that girl in Colorado at that hotel. What did he have to do with his wife? Everybody gets caught up when he bought his wife that $10 million ring, TLC. You remember this. Rhonda, you remember this too. He bought her a $10 million ring. Not only did he buy a $10 million ring, Kobe Bryant, who was a clean-cut man, Kobe Bryant had to also get he got a sleeve tattoo professing his love for her. He had to go outwardly ask for forgiveness. And for the rest of Kobe Bryant's life, who did he worship? Who did he honor? We ain't hear nothing about another woman. This man had 4 daughters. And he had to make it a lifestyle of forgiveness. He had to give this woman a bunch of his riches. And even when he died, he had set it up to where now she's still getting that atonement, TLC. If forgiveness does not have atonement, guys, if there's nothing tangible, hey, Jeff, I wronged you, and here's what I'm going to do to constantly show you. Let me tell you how y'all know forgiveness doesn't work. The person who wronged you, TLC gonna love this. The person who wronged you, when they say, hey, Jeff, man, hey, will you forgive me? All you got to say is, hell no, I ain't gonna forgive you. They gonna ask you again, okay, man, I understand. He's still mad. Hey, Jeff, man, will you forgive me? Hell no, I ain't gonna forgive you. It ain't gonna be long before that person say, well, I ain't really mean it anyway. Because forgiveness without tangible stuff behind it, guys, doesn't work. That's why atonement, you gotta have that Old Testament mentality of atonement, TLC, where I gotta see something physical attached to this thing we call forgiveness. Jump in there, Rhonda. Let me know what you think. And you looking around like something going on.
Oh,
Rhonda, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me? I need to excuse myself.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Okay, no problem. Keep going, TLC.
Well, it was something that you said and Rhonda said I wanted to touch on because they both tie into each other. You said that forgiveness is not given to everyone all the time. And I think that's a good point. Mm-hmm. And Rhonda said when a person says, that's just how such and such is,
yes.
When you're dealing with somebody. I think when you say that, that's just not how such and such is, you're automatically setting the standard right there. This is the level I'm going to put this person at. So if this person does me wrong, it's kind of expected. I'm already looking forward for this person doing me wrong. If you say something like that, well, that's just how this person is. Okay, that means you're already anticipating what this person's going to do to you. Yes. And that's why I said it goes back to that trust issue. The higher a person is on your friend list, your list of friends, the more you respect and the more you expect out of that person. You don't expect your closest friends to do something that even needs forgiveness.
Yep.
So when a person that's close to you does harm you or hurt you, that's when you have to look even deeper within yourself to forgive that person. Because you're like, man,
TLC,
you weren't on that other standard as the person who was like, well, you know how that person is. No, you were a close friend of mine. I expected more from you.
But TLC, I got to stop you on that. Can you hear me? I don't know if you can still hear me.
Yep,
TLC.
I got you. Yeah, I got you. Yep.
That's the whole point, right? That's the whole point. We just gave that person credit for being friends. But did that person actually say, hey, if you said JB, man, that's JB, that's my boy. But if JB don't say that's TLC, that's my boy. Why are you surprised? Hey, y'all, this is me and TLC confessing. Since Rhonda had to leave a little bit, since Rhonda left, me and TLC confessing. Damn, I guess I ain't never. I said he was my boy, but I ain't never. I'm saying, okay, all right, well, that would explain a lot. And so one of the things
clicking there.
It's starting to make sense, guys. And I think that's the biggest thing, guys, that people got to understand. You gave somebody credit for being something they were never supposed to be. You just assumed they were going to be this person, and they never told you that. So the reason why, guys, we got taught forgiveness wrong, because we didn't get taught the tangible part of forgiveness. Forgiveness can't happen without a behavior change and without you bringing me something tangible over and over and over. Why forgiveness doesn't work? Because broke people use forgiveness, and then when you don't forgive them, they tell you you're gonna burn in hell because God don't like that you don't forgive people. So they didn't got taught this concept of forgiveness wrong. They didn't got taught this concept of forgiveness wrong, and they want to make sure that you understand it wrong so they can keep wronging you. So what I've learned is, if somebody wrongs me, guys, and TLC, we got to go there. Rhonda, welcome back. We gonna go there. The reason why we call it forgiveness is we don't want to accept the fact that, dog, man, I didn't realize you saw me at a lower level. So I want to forgive you so I don't have to actually keep accepting the fact that you saw me as something lower all the time. Because, guys, I'm going to tell y'all like this. I don't wake up and figure out how I'm going to wrong somebody. Right? I don't wake up how I'm going to wrong somebody. I wake up and say, these people are important to me. I got to make sure I honor these people. Right? Y'all see this podcast? I got TLC in Raleigh. The server keep walking by me. They see Rhonda back there talking too. They see me over here at the bar. See, we woke up today knowing that we were going to do this podcast tonight. Okay? So if texted TLC this morning, any way you can do 5:30. TLC said I could do 6. Okay. Y'all see that? That's respect for one another. The reason why forgiveness doesn't work, somebody just got surprised that they weren't mutually respected. Now you got to try to tell yourself something. Y'all got to tell yourself something to try to keep this relationship going, because it's easier to keep saying, I forget it, than to say, I was an idiot. I shouldn't have trusted him. Jump in there, Rhonda, since you're back. Can you hear me, Rhonda? You there? Hold on, Rhonda, you there?
Did we lose Rhonda?
Hey, Rhonda, you there?
I thought we lost Rhonda for a minute.
I think she's coming back. TLC, jump in there. Let me know what you think when you say that.
Oh, there she is. She's back.
Okay, she'd open another window. Okay. Go ahead, Rhonda.
Let me apologize. Please forgive me. I lost connection.
Forgiveness.
Yeah, forgiveness. Because my bladder said no, and then the internet connection said no. So I'm back.
All right, hold on now, Rhonda. I got you up on the screen twice. So I don't know how this is gonna work. Y'all, like I said, y'all forgive us, man. We doing this thing live on. We doing this thing live on set. We doing this thing live on set. So, Rhonda, you can hear us, Rhonda? Rhonda,
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. But yeah, I can. It kicked me off for some reason. The internet kicked me off. Hotel. Yeah.
So when y'all hear me say this, when y'all hear me say about finding out how a person saw you, that's why forgiveness doesn't work. Because forgiveness is just another decoy to further a relationship that there was not mutual respect in the first place. If there's no physical atonement, if I wreck your car, I get out of the car and I say, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." What has to happen next, TLC? What happens next? What happens next, TLC?
You pay for the damages. What happens next?
Damages, right? And then I hope you don't go to the hospital lying about how you hurt, right? Because now all of a sudden, man, don't let my insurance get canceled. So why is it that when the people who we give forgiveness to never have to pay us for the damages? Because when you got to give forgiveness, it means that person damaged you. What's the compensation back? TLC, what you think when you hear me say that? Then Ron, we coming to you.
Going back to responsibility, I think there's a certain part of you that you say, you know what, I gotta take responsibility for this. I loaned you my car. I was the one who loaned you my car. You damaged it, but you know what? It's my fault. I'm the
Yeah.
one who loaned you my car. You know what I'm saying? I hope this dude pays me back. But at the end, whatever happens, it's my car. I gotta figure it out. I think that's the way you move forward in life. You gotta take
But you can't move
responsibility
forward
for
with
it.
the person who wrecked it. You can't move forward
You
with the person who wrecked it.
you may not be able to move forward with the person who wrecked it.
No.
Depends
Stop
on
that, May.
how
Stop
it
that,
works
May.
out.
Stop that, May.
No. Because
You gonna let him use the car
if
again? You gonna let him use the car
you
again?
pay for the damages, then what do I care? Like, he wrecked it, but he
No.
paid for it. So
No.
yeah,
TLC.
we back on good terms.
TLC, but I ain't gonna let him drive it again. That's why forgiveness doesn't work. Look at what you just said. I'll let him drive it again if he paid for the damage. You know what he gonna say the next time he wreck it? You was stupid for letting me drive it again. That's what the person gonna say.
I don't know. Things happen.
Yeah,
Things happen.
no, these things don't
I
happen. Ain't
don't
no
know.
such thing as coincidence.
It's not like you had a car accident on purpose. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
What if he was
again,
texting me
there's certain.
driving? What if he was texting me driving? Rhonda know how much I
Hell,
text and drive. Rhonda know how much I
I
text
text
and
and
drive.
drive too. I text and drive too. So
Right.
it's not necessarily what happened. Were you just driving reckless, like completely reckless? Like, did this person get in my car and say, you know what? I don't care about TLC. I'm just wrecking stuff. Or, were you just driving down the road and something happened? You just happened to be behind the wheel. It's a different scenario. Again, forgiveness is tied into trust. Do I still trust you with my car? Do I still trust you with my stuff? I may still trust, even though you had a wreck, you had an accident. There's thousands of accidents that happen on the road daily. I may still trust you. So, yeah, I would accept the forgiveness and we move on.
That TLC, now that's a different dynamic. Before we let Rhonda, I don't know if I agree with forgiveness is tied to trust. That's a different perspective. I don't know
But
if
it
I
is.
agree with that. But don't know, Rhonda, jump in there. Let me know if I'm wrong. Let me know.
No, it is. Trust again, right? If somebody knows they could do that to you, your trust, the one whose the act is being done to,
Hey, Rhonda, stay in
your
the
level of
screen. Stay in the screen, Rhonda. Rhonda, stay in the screen.
your level of trust chips away every single time. And I'm gonna just quote from the movie Friday, Pops, aka John Witherspoon. It's the principalities of the thing. It's the principle behind. It's the
Yes.
principle behind you loaning someone something or giving them something, and they're not being responsible. You transfer that responsibility over to the person that you had to take care of your car, take care of your house, take care of whatever. So I do think there's levels to it. So if you know you're not ready for the consequences of you loaning something big to somebody, but then when it's somebody that you know you have a deep relationship with, and then here they go doing that, that stuff does have to hurt. And trust is broken probably to the lowest point that it can be broken. And to come back from that, it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of work, but it's only the work of the person who's been betrayed, not the one doing the betrayal.
Let me ask y'all this though. Why is it the person that's been wrong gets the most pressure to forgive?
Yes.
Like the person who's been wrong. See, forgiveness got to happen in the time frame that the person who has been wrong time frame. You see what I'm saying, TLC? The person who has been wrong. Hold on, Rhonda.
That's a scratch.
Okay, never mind. That was a scratching noise. I don't know what that was. I make sure that ain't PB in the back eating popcorn or something. That ain't PB in the back. That ain't PB in the back eating no popcorn, is it, Rhonda?
No, PB is
Go
quiet
ahead,
as a
TLC.
mouse.
So there was this interview. I can't remember if it was on the Breakfast Club or on Drink Champs or whatever, but it was with Ice-T. And he was talking about how when someone asks you for a favor, how everything, all the responsibility gets transferred to you if
Yes.
you agree to do the favor.
Right.
And in this interview, Ice-T was saying, like, if someone asks you for a ride to the airport, it's your responsibility now to wake up early.
Yes.
You got to get your car. You got to pick up the person
Yes.
on time. You got to drop the person off at the airport. And if any of those things don't happen on time, it's your fault. That responsibility gets transferred to you. So it's the same thing with me loaning you my car. I loan you my car. I'm doing you a favor. So all the responsibility now is on you to take care of that car. Make sure everything is right. Make sure you put gas in it before you bring it back to me. All of that. That's your responsibility. You've taken on all that. So if a person doesn't do that, that does hurt the trust. And then you start to look at that and say, well, do I forgive this person? Will I loan this person my car again? Now, if I loan this person the car, they took good care of it, they put gas in it, they brought it back to me in the same shape that it was in, then yeah, I don't have a problem with it. Or even if they had a fender bender, they man up to it.
TLC, I think
they
your
admit
microphone.
to it.
TLC,
They
I think your microphone is hitting up against your shirt.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think your
I
microphone
was
is hitting
saying,
up against your shirt.
if a person gets into a small fender bender, they take accountability for it, they pay you for it, they're willing to make the car whole again, then yeah, it's easy to forgive them for it.
But
But
TLC, you can't use it again. Forgiveness is not an ongoing
see,
thing.
I disagree with that.
I know you do, and that's why you end up with friends like me.
I disagree with that. And the reason why is because you can't predict every car accident that's going to happen on the road or something like that.
Yes, you can, TLC. Go ahead, Ronnie, jump in there. Go ahead.
I just want to make this quick point because we've all had to ask forgiveness within this podcast that we're talking about right now. We all had to say, y'all, please forgive me. Like, whether it was me having to leave, Jeff, you working with the technical difficulties, and then TLC with his microphone. And so that's what I'm saying. We know who each other are, so we know their motives are different. Whereas if it's somebody who does something a little bit deeper, yeah, no, we can't forgive that right now or ever.
Yeah, and that's all I'm saying to you, TLC. That's what I'm saying. And Ron, I hope you get Ron. Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me okay, Ron? Okay, so yes, that's what I'm saying to you guys. Forgiveness is not an ongoing thing, right? So if we talk about this, most of us got taught forgiveness in a church setting, as far as instead of forgiveness in a life setting. And that's one of the things we got taught it wrong, because forgiveness is not something, right? The number one thing, right? So let's just say if you're a Christian, you got taught that Jesus died on the cross to save you from your sins. He forgave you for your sins. Now, is that a license for you to go out there and do the same sins over? No, it ain't. And look at TLC. Yeah, it is. That blood's still flowing. The blood's still flowing today, right? But my perspective is, guys, I think one of the things that's happening is, y'all have heard the cliche, nice guys finish last. And why do bad things always happen to good people? Because the good people got taught that it's their job to save bad people. The nice people got taught that it's their job to help bad people. Right? That's the mean people. And that's why forgiveness doesn't work. Because nice people should be taught to only go find nice people. Good people should only be taught to go find other good people. Not that it's your job to save somebody. Guys, the whole point is TLC is a big Marvel guy. Anytime there's a Marvel movie, TLC, I can call him and I can tell. If it's a Friday night, he's taking his niece to go see the Marvel movie, right? Why is Marvel so good? Because everybody knows who's the villain, right? Everybody knows who the villain. The villain never tries to make friends with the hero. The hero hangs around with other heroes. The hero is not trying to make friends with the villain. You got to take the villain out. See, we are over here trying to change people. And now that person we trying to change, like, oh my God, I thought this guy was smart. He's a fool. I'm going to now let him. TLC talked about the mongoose on the last podcast with the cobra. Now, if you go over there thinking you can handle the cobra spit, you're going to die. Right? The mongoose ain't over there making friends with the cobra. What is he doing, TLC? He's killing the cobra. Either guy, y'all got to stop. This whole thing about loving your enemy, you better love them enough to stay away from them. Some people don't deserve to be loved close up. You better love some people from a distance. I can love everybody, but it doesn't mean I need to intermingle with you. Because when I intermingle with you, you're going to wrong me, and then I'm going to have this guilt put on me that, the reason bad things are happening in my life is because I won't forgive somebody who wronged me. And that's the problem, guys. If you feel being wrong, don't forgive those people. You got to move away from the wrong people. Anybody who wronged you are the wrong people. When I say move away, it means I can't do business with you to tolerate you, but I'll never enter into covenant with you again. That way, if I ain't thinking we had a covenant, there's no reason for forgiveness. Now, TLC, what's your final thought for tonight as we get ready to get out of here? What's your final thought? Then we come in the ring.
Well, my final thought, as ironic as this may be, I guess we got to ask the viewers for forgiveness for the sound quality. Stick with us. It's a podcast. It happens. But again, I think it's like a level to this thing, and I do think you can forgive. I do think you can forgive people. Forgiveness does exist, but it's about if you still trust the person. If you still trust the person in your life, then yeah, you can forgive them and move on. But if you don't trust the person anymore, then you can't really forgive them because you'll never be able to overcome whatever it was that happened to create the issue to begin with. That's my final thought.
Okay. Rhonda, what's your final thought?
My final thought is that, again, forgiveness does not work if there's not a changed behavior followed by the person who did do the betrayal, who did do the wrongdoing, for that to take place, to be able to trust them again at the same level that it was. I just think once your trust has been broken, forgiveness will not work in a lot of situations. But for you, you have to forgive what they did so that you can move on with your life. It ain't fair, but that's what it is. Back to you, Jimmy.
Okay. Hey guys, y'all know my final thought. By the way, I agree with both of y'all. My final takeaway is forgiveness without something tangible over and over and over again. How do I know? If you are really sorry? You continue to remind me, Jeff, I'll never do that again, and I see some tangible stuff behind it. Jeff, I honor you, I respect you. I will never do that again, and I see some tangible stuff behind it every time. Kobe Bryant. That's why it hurt when Kobe Bryant died, because we watched somebody ask for redemption over and over and over and over, and then he died, and we don't want to see that happen. If Kobe would have died right after he did that to his wife, everybody would have been like, good. He deserved that. But when that man redeemed himself over and over and over again, started mentoring people, started being with his kids and all that kind of stuff, if you want forgiveness, you got to come in, you got to put some stuff in my hand. You got to give me some tangible gifts to say, Jeff, I'm sorry, because go read Atonement. Atonement mean if I had 100 goats, man, I'm going to go ahead and give you all 100. That's how sorry I am that I did that to you. I got to give a sacrifice to let you know that, man, give me that trust again. Oftentimes we've given forgiveness. We've given forgiveness without making anybody give us anything tangible. And that's why they keep doing it over and over and over again. And y'all know what it is. It's the smoke something, drink something, podcast. I need y'all to do me a favor, man. Look below in the description. Support the channel. Y'all got to understand, I was out with Rhonda and PB today. Rhonda, you got the merch on, don't you? Rhonda, you got the merch on, don't you? I was out with Rhonda and PB today. We were at Topgolf. The girl said, oh my God, is that you on your shirt? I'm like, yeah, man, I got a little podcast. She was like, oh my God, what is it? I'm going to follow it. I can't believe it. I said, oh, I was around in PB in the bathroom. I said, all right. I said, I got some fans and stuff like that. Y'all make sure y'all get the merch, man. It's right down there below, man. Click on that link, get the merch, support the channel. Y'all know I got to thank my panelists, man. And by the way, before we go to that, if y'all done got this far in the video and don't like, subscribe, and share, go ahead and do that. Get into the comment section, man. That help the channel. And I'm going to tell y'all like this, man. Channel going to grow. It's going to keep growing. Like TLC said, I apologize for the sound quality, but we wanted to try this, man. On the road and see how this works. Man, I know what I'm doing next time. I know what we're gonna do, and y'all never know. I might put out the podcast stuff when me and TLC get in Atlanta. We might come to y'all live and direct in Atlanta. We ain't gonna have nothing else to do. We fall asleep at 9:30. So TLC, we gonna fall asleep at 9:30. TLC, man, before I go, let them know where they can find you on the socials again.
I'm on Instagram at TL Clayton #1. I'm at Patreon, The Joke I Didn't Tell.
And Rhonda, let them know where they can find you at on the socials.
You can find me at RMB LMBT on IG.
Hey Rhonda, go ahead and turn the camera over there to PB. Let everybody see our mama real fast. PB been over there hiding the whole night, y'all. Y'all see it? PB, where PB at, Rhonda? She gonna say hello?
Gotta turn it some more.
You gotta turn it some more, Rhonda. PB, you gotta say hello to the fans. Y'all see it. PB said hello, y'all see it. She gonna tell me she gonna tell me how I was wrong, Rhonda, when we hit stop. And man, y'all know what it is, man. And until next time, we gon' holler. Yeah. It's your boy JB, live and direct to you. You know what it is. Like and subscribe to.